Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Colton, and in today's video, we're going out to the carnival to take some photos with the Canon R7 and the Sigma 18 to 50 millimeter lens. So this should be a lot of fun. If it sounds exciting to you, please do consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. It helps out a ton and you'll put a smile on my face. But with that out of the way, I do want to mention that I ended up going to the carnival twice for this video. The first time I went, which was intended to be the only time, I found the carnival completely empty, fully set up though, but no attendees, no carnival workers, not even someone to tell me to get lost. So initially I was a little bit disappointed, but then I quickly realized it was an opportunity to photograph the carnival in a very empty, kind of liminal way, which was really fun, and you'll see that in this video. But then I did, a few days later, end up going back, and sure enough, the carnival was in full production, had all of the rides going, plenty of people attending the carnival, and so I got to do a more traditional video at that time and photograph the atmosphere, and then as the sun set, do some long exposures of the ride. So I hope you enjoy that element as well. And without further ado, here's the video. Well, friends, I drove all the way across town to a carnival that I saw from the highway, but it doesn't look like it is going. So we'll walk in here and see. Everything looks set up for the most part, but doesn't look like there's anyone here. It's kind of like a liminal space. Nobody's here. Maybe we'll get a couple cool shots. I guess they're not fully set up yet. Doesn't look like we'll get any long exposures tonight though. I will say this does look like it will be really cool once it's set up because it's kind of nice and tight, so you can get some cool shots. Things aren't too spaced out. Of course, I hate that big sign right in front of the Ferris wheel, but this is cool. All the horses. The merry-go-round does not go round. Not so merry. Every once in a while you come across a carnival that's not set up or that's kind of like abandoned for the moment. Today's a pretty day though to be closed down. I gotta say though, the layout looks pretty cool. So I think once this gets set up, it's a little bit tight. So it may be hard to kind of get like a tripod in here and do some of the long exposures that I normally do. But I think if I can get a tripod in, maybe go on a really slow night like a Monday night, I think I can get some good stuff. But yeah, it's tight through here, which also looks cool for the photos. So has its pros and cons. Very liminal right now. There's literally no one here. Kind of surprising. You'd think there'd be at least one person to like watch it and make sure nobody like breaks stuff or steals things, but there's literally no one here right now. Zero Gravity, that is a really good ride. This is one that I've shot multiple times. I'll throw up a few examples from past encounters with this ride, but this is a fun one for sure. fireball. Probably can't see it too well, it's backlit. Kind of a harder one to photograph. Other than during the day, getting some people upside down can look really cool. Okay, so I am at least trying to get some cool shots of some of the things that I've seen here, and also trying to make a mental note for inevitably if I come back on like a Monday, what rides would I want to photograph? And I see a couple right over here, right in the bright sunlight, that might be cool. So first one is this pirate ship. This could be kind of cool. Definitely very backlit, so not sure how well this will show up in the footage. And then the other one is this ride called the Kamikaze. I don't think I've ever photographed this ride before somehow. Okay, I'm coming back over here because I kind of like this like liminal space look. So I'm gonna try to get positioned up here and see if I can get a fun shot. What's interesting about this carnival is it's so tightly packed together, and yet it has actually more rides and booths than some other kind of roadside carnivals tend to have. I mean, certainly a permanent carnival is going to have a lot more stuff, but you know, considering how small the square footage, so to speak, is for this carnival, the footprint, they've really jam-packed a lot of things in here, including rides. These days, I don't know if it's the economy, but like the last 5 to 10 years, it seems like the carnivals are kind of bringing less of the bigger energy-sucking rides and more of like the games and like the food vendors and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm certainly a big fan of the rides, so I always like to see when a carnival brings a lot of rides, and so far it looks like this carnival will be quite promising.
Do you know when this stuff opens up?
No idea. Yeah, it's been here like a few days. Yeah. Well, I guess that's all she wrote for the carnival that wasn't. I've had a lot of people asking me when it opens. I've got no idea. It has been here for multiple days, and yet there's no one here, so I don't know. Maybe something happened and they're having to shut it down early. But yeah, we'll check back in a couple days, maybe next Monday, and see if it's kicking again. All right, so we're here at the carnival and it is operating this time, thankfully. Got the Ferris wheel going over there. So we are in business, folks. We are in business. I cannot wait to photograph this particular ride. Let's do it. was a pretty active carnival. I don't think there's going to be any issue getting some good long exposure rides today. So I've just been walking around, photographing random stuff at the carnival, getting some video, and basically just waiting for the sun to go down so that we can actually do the exposures. But I did bring an ND filter with me, so we'll start a little bit before sunset actually happens, and then that way we can kind of play around with the use of the ND filter a bit. But otherwise, yeah, it's just a little bit of a waiting game and snapping some fun ones for now until it gets a little bit darker. All right, so that is the carnival. If you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments below what photo was your favorite, or if you have any questions, let me know that as well. As far as the Canon goes, it stood up, it did phenomenal. The Sigma lens also did really well. And I think at the end of the day, the fact that the carnival was so sandwiched together, so closely, set up, was an advantage and a disadvantage. Certainly some of the shots where I had the Ferris wheel behind the merry-go-round looked really cool, and it was awesome that they were so close together to be able to do that. But at the same time, when I went to try to photograph some of the other rides, I was kind of struggling with the amount of space that I had available. And the Kamikaze was one that was a situation for. Definitely was hard to get far enough back because I was literally pressed up against one of the food vendor trucks that were at the carnival. So ended up still getting the shot, which is great. I hadn't photographed that ride before, so it was really cool to get to photograph it. And the colors that came out of it were absolutely awesome. So I'll keep my eye out for that ride in the future. But the Canon, again, did really well, nice and small. Probably the smallest camera that I have for this type of thing, because normally I'm photographing on the big medium format film camera, the Mamiya 645, or on the digital medium format camera, the Pentax 645D. So the Canon, in contrast to those, felt absolutely tiny and very portable for it, but definitely a suitable camera for that. So Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, if you have questions, drop them in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, do give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, if you want to join me on the next photographic journey, then hit the subscribe button and also ring the bell because that'll keep you in the know for when the next video drops. But for now, I'm Colton. I'll see you in the next one.